Okay, we're looking ahead to tomorrow night's trip to Tallaght Stadium to play Shamrock Rovers. John, it's been a busy couple of days. The window officially opened yesterday. 5 new players in. You've already spoken about Scott and Norman and who else? Bobby Faulkner, Jad Akiki. What can we expect from him first of all?
Yeah, I think he's an exciting young player. I think Jad is one that I've seen plenty of in my time down in Dublin when I used to go and watch under 20 games, and he'd go and watch other games, first team games. But he's one that catches the eye. He's an entertaining player. He's got really good ability on the ball and a great work ethic, and someone that I think will fit into what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, he's at the stage as well. I think he's ready now to kick on and become a first team regular wherever he goes, and that's here now.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I know obviously from the dealings with Shelbourne, they were kind of low to let him out on the permanent. They obviously were probably potentially looking to loan him, but we managed to get him on a permanent, which is great for the club, and obviously delighted with the way Shelbourne dealt with it as well. They were great to deal with, I have to say. So it's an opportunity for Jad to come in now and obviously try and get himself in the team and try and stay in the team. I think it gives us extra competition for places, which is fantastic. And he's a player that we're really, really looking forward to working with.
Hayden Can as well. Obviously he's well known to us here for the wrong reasons back in the Derby earlier in the season. He obviously scored the winner for Drogheda, but he's come in on a permanent as well. And I think the great thing about that is he knows the league. He'll come in. He knows exactly what to expect.
Yeah, well, I think that's something we've spoken about before. Signing players in this window, it can be difficult. Obviously, he's coming from Lincoln before you Drogheda and playing in the league, so. You're spot on. He knows the players in the league. He knows what it's about. He's had plenty of loan spells in the UK and obviously then with Drogheda as well. So he's got a lot of first team games under his belt, which is positive. Still very young, and really positive that we can get him in the permanent as well. I think the permanent deals for me are obviously always ones that you try and do. Obviously, you can use the loan market to help as well, but as much as you can, you want to try and get the players in the building and they're your players to work with, and you're not then losing them at key times in the season.
How you've said all along, and I think everybody recognises it is a tough window, especially when you're bringing lads from outside of Ireland, because they're probably in pre-season or in the season mode for a couple of weeks. It might take a little bit longer to get them up to scratch than if you're getting them from within here. Yeah,
well, I think you'd expect the likes of Hayden and Jad obviously to be nearly ready to go. Bobby, to be fair, has been doing a really tough off-season programme with Doncaster, so he's up to speed as far as we can see. Scott isn't a million miles away, so the lads we've brought in have obviously, I think it's the modern day footballer. They take care of themselves. It's not back when I played and you had your pre-season was for getting fit and you'd come back 2 stone overweight. You know, it's very much you're looking after yourself 52 weeks of the year now, and the boys, they do credit to the boys and the professionals nowadays. They are switched on and they look after themselves a lot better than we probably would have done. So it won't take them long, and we've obviously got a good staff in that sense that they're very good at what they do. So the medical team and obviously the sports science coaches are good, so that they'll get them up to speed very, very quickly.
It's I think I was saying to you last week, it was like it's nearly like a pre-season within the season. It's not ideal, I'm sure, bringing in so many new players, but it's a case of where we are and what needs to be done.
Yeah, well, it's something that I obviously realised when I took the job there was going to be a vast turnover of players, and as you said, it's not ideal. It isn't, because you're having to get players not only up to speed but up to the levels and what you're expecting of them in terms of the playing style and that. I think, to be fair to the group, they've taken very quickly to what we're trying to do. So it's trying to get players in that we feel will be able to fit into what we're trying to do, and there's not much work then that has to go into that, because it is time consuming. That's where obviously pre-season you have numerous weeks to get them up to speed and to get the way you want to play. And so it's going to be interesting couple of weeks ahead. We're obviously hopefully not done in terms of bringing bodies in. We still want to bring in a few more. There might be movement the other way as well. So so that's obviously, this window is difficult.
Obviously tomorrow night, a lot of people sort of thinking might be a good time to play Shamrock Rovers. Excuse me. I don't think there's probably never a good time to go to Tallaght, but especially probably when on the back of a defeat or a bit of a wounded animal, it's going to be as tough as ever up there tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I've seen it before where teams have gone through probably off the back of a defeat or two, and then they turn it on, and so it's going to be a difficult game. We'll obviously go with a game plan and try and set up in a way that helps us get a positive result. And we have players. We're obviously well aware we have players within the squad and within the team that can hurt them, and I'm sure they're aware of that. But they've got a very, very good squad. That's why they've gone and done what they've done for the last 4 years, and won the last 4 league titles. And I know they're a bit off the pace just now, but you'd never write them off. Doing that 5th one. I think up until it's mathematically certain, you would never count them out. I think the way the league has been, it's a very, very up and down league at the moment, and it's one that, as you said, we have to have confidence going through to Tallaght, going anywhere, that we can get points and start to climb the table. I
suppose from our point of view, we've drawn up there in the opening day of the season. We've beaten them at Oriel, so there's nothing really. There's nothing, as we've seen in this league this year. There's nothing to fear from anybody because it's so competitive and so tight.
Yeah, no, 100%. It is a competitive league, and as I said, you're not going up there, and obviously you respect them for what they are and who they are. But when the game starts, you have to go in and stamp your authority on the game as well, and make sure that we're trying to hurt them in areas that we feel we can get at them. And I'm sure they'll be well up for the game also, trying to get the 3 points. But it's a game that we feel we can, if we're all at it, staff included. We all have to be switched on tomorrow because they are a very good side, and if we're at it, then we give ourselves the best opportunity to come away with a positive result.
Yeah, there's no getting away. It's a huge couple of weeks to look forward. Obviously Rovers, and then 2 back-to-back loud derbies. It's a real key part of the season coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. That's why you want to be involved in football for weeks and games like these that are coming up. Going, as I said, going away to the champions. It's a difficult fixture, of course it is, but it's one that you have to feel you can go and get something from before you then play, your local rivals twice in the space of a week. Which again, they're even as a player, as a coach, they're the games that I've always looked for. And I think Drogheda is obviously our closest rival and our biggest rival, so we're looking forward to first of all welcoming them here and then going through there in 2 massive games.
Yeah, well listen, best of luck tomorrow night first of all.
Thank you.
Cheers.